Alright, so 12 tenses, 12 major tenses, but would've, should've, could've. Yeah? You should have called me last night. You should have called me. What? I mean, like, what? You got a flat tire on the street? And your car wouldn't start? Next to my house and you didn't call me? You should have called me. You should have called me. I could have helped you. Or I would have helped you. That is, if you had called me, if you had called me, I would have helped you. So, first of all, let's look at should have. Should have done something. It's something that you should have done and you didn't do. Should have done. Oh my God, you should have told me. You come here now, you say, oh, my brother's home alone, I have to go back. I'm like, you should have told me. If you had told me, I would have said, you don't need to come. Something that you should have done in the past, but you didn't do. Last night you got an accident, but the guy ran away. The guy who got an accident, like who actually ran into your car, bumped into your car. I'm like, you didn't call the police? No, I should have. You should have called the police. You should have called the police. Yeah? You should have called the police. You should have called the police. You should have called the police. It's something you should have done, but you didn't do. Yeah. So, could have. Why did you do that? You could have killed yourself. You could have killed yourself. It was possible for you to get killed. Well, but you didn't die. Thank God. Luckily. So, you could have killed yourself. Yeah? You could have. You could have called me. Means you could call me, but you didn't. So could have done something. If I could have done something, I could do it, but I didn't do it. In the past, right? You could have told me, look, I had no access to my phone, it wasn't working. You could have emailed me. You could have emailed me. You could have emailed me. I know your phone wasn't working, but you could have emailed me. Yeah? Now, we went to John's house. The lights were off. He must have been asleep, or must have been out. The lights were off, so he must have been asleep. Or must have been outside. So we went to John's house. The lights were off. He must have. Now, when we use must, the word for must is deduction. I want you to learn the word deduction. And what is deduction? You look at that room, Darby's office. The light is off. He must be outside. It's a conclusion, right? You conclude, you deduce, because the light is off, he must be outside. He must be out. We went there last night. He must have been out. He may have been asleep. He may or might. He might have been asleep. So might have been asleep because it's in past. May, might, right? But we also use may have been. Might have been asleep. He might have been asleep. You should have called Jack. You didn't call him. He might have helped. He might. You should have called Jack. Called Jack. He might have helped. So, have you heard this? No, would have, should have, could have? No, would have, should have, could have. Hey, don't give me any would have, should have, could have. You've got to do it. No would have, should have, could have. So no would have, should have, could have. No would have, should have, could have.
No would have, should have, could have.
It basically means tomorrow you've got to be here on time. No would have, should have, could have. Like I would have done this, I could have been there, I should have done that. No, no, no. You'll be here 9 a.m. No would have, should have, could have. No and, ifs, or buts. Oh, you know, I should have called you. Oh, I would have done this. Oh, I could have called. No. No would have, should have, could have. No would have, should have, could have, right?
Would have, should have, could have.
Say, I should have called you.
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 You should have called me.
I should have called him.
You should have called the police.
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 You should have told me.
You should have told me.
You could have called me.
You could have called me.
You could have asked for help.
You could have asked help.
For help.
Or help.
Yeah. You could have emailed me.
You could have
Emailed me.
emailed me.
Yeah. He must have been out.
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 So must have is like must have.
Must have.
Must have. He must have been out, right?
He must have been.
Simple. Something you should have done, but you didn't do in the past. Yeah? Yeah? Easy? You would have killed yourself. You could have killed yourself. Look, I mean, why did you do that? You could have killed yourself. So you're using a knife, and you're like, you could have cut your finger. Why did you do that? You could have cut your finger. It's like you want to say you could cut your finger, but you didn't do it. So we don't say you could cut your finger. So like you could have cut your finger. Man. So, very easy, right? That's it.